I don't know how much longer I'm going to last in this business, but I think 20 years from now, we're going to be looking back at the deep state and the FBI and the coordinated campaign to get Donald Trump by any means necessary, and how and why it failed miserably.
You're right about this. And there's a real connective tissue to what we're talking about with Russia lately, because the Russiagate hoax gave rise to the case, the Stormy Daniels case, which is the only one that actually got convictions, criminal convictions against Donald Trump. It was a case that never should have been brought because a lot of the crux of the case was based around the fact that Michael Cohen, a key subject in the Russiagate investigation, that there's a federal investigation into him to prove he coordinated with Moscow to rig the election, which he didn't do. And the FBI got a warrant to surveil Cohen's Gmail account via the Department of Justice and the special counsel, Robert Mueller. And a lot of that information was used to allegedly bust Trump for a crime that was totally bogus. And I lay that out in the book as well. But all this comes from Russiagate and the lawfare that continued throughout the Trump's, the interim of his presidencies. It was all based on the fact that no one got held accountable for Russiagate. So this is the thing. We can't allow for the left to get victories, to have two tiers of justice, to persecute us and prosecute us with impunity and have no consequences for any of them, and expect them not to just continue it and double down on it and build off of the superstructure that's already in place. This is the warning of the book Breaking the Law, is that if we don't take this stuff seriously, if we don't start seeing accountability for the lack of the lawlessness on the left, the refusal to enforce the laws in the books, the refusal to not have two tiers of justice in this country, then we're doomed to repeat this. This is the biggest threat to the America First movement right now, is the lawfare.
I got about 2.5 minutes. What do you think will happen versus what should happen? Who's going to jail? Is anyone going to jail?
It's a great question. So I think I lay out clear illegality within the book. Every one of the 6 major cases against President Trump, it is surreal that he had to dodge 6 cases and still win the election campaigning from a courthouse. It is a beyond belief feat, an unbelievable accomplishment that he was able to do this. Most of us can't even keep the cases straight in our head. He to somehow either beat them or save face if he lost and still win the election that way. There's been no accountability for any of this injustice practiced against President Trump. So there is illegality in play because the White House was connected to each and every one of those cases. That's clearly violations, and we need to expose those. And we should have perp walks. We should have handcuffs. But even in the event that we don't, I'm hoping this gets the voter base, the people in your audience and my audience, Andrew, fired up to make sure that the next time this comes around, we're going to be prepared, we're going to be armed, we're ready to go to the polls and to vote out liberals and to vote in conservatives. And when we get the conservatives, that they do what they promised. Promises made, promises kept. And that includes investigations, holding people accountable, subpoenas, whatever it is, a new culture of accountability for the lawfare superstructure.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.